I have horrible news. I have news that may be some of the worst news I've ever brought you. I don't know what to do, because, you think, okay, short-term solution. What can you do? Short-term solution. What can you do? They're sitting here and they're analyzing every little thing that I possibly say. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. That's the core thing we need to focus on here today, guys. I didn't do anything wrong. I've done nothing wrong. Okay, 0 things wrong. No word whatsoever that I did a damn thing wrong whatsoever. What do I do to fix the situation? Short term. I don't think I can.
Here's Phil to tell you more.
Now, folks, when it comes to calling Cat fat cat, I was under the impression amongst fat people, amongst fellow people of calories, that fat was our word.
Yeah.
I thought I had a right to use that word. And it's not just a right that I was given by birth. I earned that right to call people fat every fucking day. So I'm talking all this fucking shit multiple times on my stream, on his stream, saying all sorts of shit about his wife, about everything. And he never said a fucking thing. Most people's first instinct,
yeah,
to go after their wife, they say, fuck you, bitch. Let's fucking square up and fight. Fuck you. You can't say that shit. And they fucking check you.
Yeah, I would.
No,
if you.
He has no instinct whatsoever to defend his wife or care for his wife. The only reason he now suddenly has found this conscience for his wife is because the people that hate him the most told him he should. Not because he actually gives a fuck about his wife. If he actually cared about and honored and cherished his wife, I would have honored his ultimatum. But I know it comes from a place of disingenuous fucking bullshit.
You're right.
I know he doesn't actually care about his wife, because if he did, his wife wouldn't be in the condition she fucking is in.
Yeah,
He knew what sort of audience he had. He knew right well that when the detractors saw his wife, what they would say, how they would mock her, how they would shit on her, how they would cripple her self-esteem and confidence with what they said. And he did it anyway. He exposed his wife to all of that anyway, knowing what would happen. Yeah. And I think that's a fucking scumbag move. This is a man who orders DoorDash 7 days a week.
7 days a week, really?
Every day, this motherfucker is door dashing.
Yeah, so that's what his viewers are paying for him to live an Who does he think he is? The Kardashians? They order food every day, but they're millionaires, they can afford it.
And I'll tell you this, it's not just the DoorDash. I've seen what's in his refrigerator. He has something called the snack pizza.
Snack pizza?
It's
Sounds
an
good.
entire fucking frozen pizza that's apparently a snack.
That's a snack?
I'm 400 fucking pounds. I don't even call a pizza a fucking snack, for God's sake.
Oh, God, you're right.
It's fucking ridiculous. What are you talking about, man? And now, so this whole thing, right, is about how he has to protect his wife. I have to protect my wife. I have to protect my wife. I have to protect my family. I have to protect my family. Ooh, what's going to happen? It's hurting my family. It's hurting their feelings. What does he do today to protect his fat wife from being called fat by a fat man? He decides to reveal her medical info.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Today.
Yeah, I was shocked. Why would you do that?
Is that what's keeping your wife safe? Is that what's keeping your family safe? Or is that what you're doing, using your wife as a human shield, using her as a sympathy shield?
Yeah, get more donos.
Criticism, yes. To get pity donations, to get pity support, to make himself the victim. Oh, woe is Phil. Phil has a hard time. His wife is sick. Well, she's 300 goddamn pounds. Of course she's fucking sick.
Christ. Yeah.
You think I'm fucking healthy, for fuck's sake? No. We have to live in the fucking real world and be objective about shit. It's not a healthy or mature or adult lifestyle the way that Phil's living or Kat's living or even I'm living, for God's fucking sakes. And I know that because I fucking live that shit because I'm a big fat. And I'll say this, when it came face to face, man to man, this dickless worm didn't say a motherfucking
Yeah, he didn't
word.
even say it to your face. He had a chance last week.
This one does have like a chromium effect to it, so maybe this is a rarer card. I don't know.
Oh God, it's Cat.
How dare you?
When it came today, I said, come on then, bring me on. He could still bring me on in 48 minutes and have a chat about this. But he's a ballless bitch because he knows he can't stand like a fucking man. He can't have a confrontation. He can't have an argument because he knows he'll get blown out like the worthless bitch that he fucking is. And that's just the bottom line because PPP said so. To quote the smart guys. And this is part of the problem with Phil is he's just a boring fucking bum. He's not willing to ever give back to the audience. He takes and takes and takes and takes and takes. It's not just the audience. It's his family. It's his parents that he takes and takes and takes.
Yeah, he took money from them and he promised to get a job.
Wife that he takes and takes and takes from.
He treats her like a maid. He doesn't treat her like a wife. He treats her like a live-in maid.
Just a trophy for him to show off his mature adult lifestyle. He's so comfortable. Yeah. He's comfortable lying about everything else. He's comfortable about lying about WWE champions and spending tens of thousands of dollars a month while his wife goes without a fucking honeymoon, while his wife goes without a fucking day of vacation, while his wife works part-time at fucking Best Buy, but he talks about how he loves his fucking wife. Give me a fucking break.
You're right.
And you know what? I care more about Phil's life than he fucking does.
You try to help him,
He doesn't have any passion. He doesn't have any soul in his fucking body. He's a hollowed out husk of a fucking man that let me walk all over him.
I'm just saying.
I brought Phil in and I gave him an audience of thousands.
A huge opportunity.
Thousands of live viewers and tens of thousands of replay viewers. Massive, massive promotional push behind him. I got him an interview with Josh Moon. We did the Review Tech USA stuff. This guy had tens of thousands of dollars flooding in when he was at his lowest financial
you helped him when he was ready to fucking die.
The estimates are about $40,000 to $50,000.
That's what he made from your relationship. Wow.
Instead of going to things that actually could have tangibly improved his life or
and his wife's life. Yeah.
Which is apparently what this is all about. But we know that it's not actually about that. We know what it's really about, which is that last week on Smart Guys.
That was the trigger.
I dared to actually be his friend.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I dared to speak out and actually tell him hard truths that he needed to hear about how he's streaming, how his life is, how it's unsustainable, how he needs to make changes, he needs to do something else. He just thinks, oh, well, I'm just going to show up with my fucking tin cup.
Play Ninja Turtles.
I'm going to talk in circles, and the show is going to be a fucking business meeting every fucking show. Every fucking show. It's a business meeting. Guys, I didn't get enough support. We got to hit the targets. The guy sounds like a retail middle manager. He sounds like
a telemarketer or like an infomercial guy. Yeah.
Manager
pick up the phone right now. Operators are standing by.
Three more revenue generating units this week so that we can hit the goal towards Q2. It's
very off-putting what he does.
Yeah, like how any other live stream operates on the face of the fucking earth. Normally,
you ask for support once or twice.
Let's not even
4 or 5 times.
Support. It's just pathetic because the entire show revolves around the support. There's nothing else going on other than enriching him with money. There is no content.
You're right. He has nothing.
The thing is, this is a guy who talks and he has nothing to say. Nothing to say. There's no points that he ever makes where you go, oh, that was a good take. Oh, didn't hear that one before.
Yeah.
It's always for him a reason to say no. But you know what? I come from sales and I'm persistent as fuck. And most people would give up. And everybody else has given up on Phil and working with Phil. But I'm like, fuck it. I'm soldiering on no matter how draining this is.
Yeah.
No matter how exhausting this is. I'm like, you know what? There's something here. And by the way, a lot of it is sunk cost fallacy because I went through a lot of shit with the detractors, and perhaps rightfully so, because propping up this fucking pig was a total fucking mistake, total waste of resources,
Oh, no.
total waste of time.
Well, the detractors were right about it then.
But
Yeah.
you know, I had my donators doxxed. I had like my editor, like his kids were threatened in DMs.
Jesus Christ.
Like
Yeah.
all sorts of crazy shit that I went through just to have this relationship with Phil. And I just kept giving and giving and giving, just like the dents that give Phil money, except it was my time, my creativity, my effort, my charisma, my show ideas, and he just take and he just take and he just take. So this is the point I want to make to people. Every single thing that darksydephil for years that he had been telling his audience that he wasn't about. He wasn't about drama anymore. He wasn't about begging anymore. He was a family man. He wasn't
Yeah, he's got a
about
cat.
doing clout. He didn't do politics or any sort of political grift. Every single thing that Phil sold himself on during the course of the Keno Casino arc, he sold his soul to me. He absolutely sold out every single principle that he ever claimed to stand for, starting with drama and then moving into politics. He did the political grift, trying to chase my audience and chase my donors. And he fucking failed. And bit by bit by bit, we took darksydephil's soul away to the point where even his precious family, even his wife, cat, even his parents, even his cat weren't off limits for me. I could say whatever the fuck I wanted, and Phil would lay down like a pig in the fucking mud.
Yeah, because he was making money from you. As long as he was making money, he was okay with anything you said.
The only thing he cares about is money. And he gave it all up. And he doesn't have a fucking leg to stand on. The thing is, Phil takes this stuff way too seriously. Way too seriously. He takes himself way too fucking seriously. He has the thinnest skin of anybody I've ever worked with. And I'll just be open and honest about this. And a lot of people will judge me for what I'm about to say. But you know, I offered to pay this guy's flight and his wife's flight to Florida for the Super Bowl, so that we could hang out in Florida. We were all going to fly down together. I offered to pay for the pet sitter for his pets. I offered to pay for his wife's ticket, his ticket, give them 2-3 days alone so they could have the honeymoon they never fucking had. He turned it down because he had to take care of his cat.
He couldn't leave the cat with a stranger, P. Come on.
It would be a traumatic experience for him. Never goes out with his wife, never does anything fun. He's a total shut-in, total hermit, no friends, and it's just no way to live. And he lives in fear. He lives in fear of the world. And, you know,
he's got all those cameras around his house. That's paranoid, delusional, you know. The police called him a 220. Like he's a mental case.
Well, he is a mental case, you know, and now generally he's kind of almost a harmless mental case, you know, and this is why it's like I kind of wanted to help the guy, because I feel like generally like he's not the most evil, malignant scumbag on earth, at least at first impression. But
yeah, you know, he can come off as a little bit likable.
There's no real way to explain why Phil is such a deplorable and detestable person. You must actually experience it firsthand. And I experienced it firsthand. When you watch his show every day and you keep up with the vortex and the people that are in it and the way that he interacts with it, only truly then can you actually know why he's such a deplorable piece of shit that deserves to die. Well, in the last couple weeks, it finally really was driven home to me as to why motherfuckers hate this guy. Because he just never, ever, ever will change his ways. He's ungrateful for everything he gets. He's negative. He's pessimistic. He's draining. He's soulless. He doesn't care. All he cares about is getting a paycheck and protecting his fragile, narcissistic ego. And that's it. And he doesn't care about friends. He doesn't care about family. He doesn't care about having ambitions or goals outside of money. And the money that he does have, he doesn't use it to travel the world. He doesn't use it to go to cool things.
And now I do nothing wrong, and my livelihood is now at stake for something I can't control, and I did nothing wrong. I mean, how would that make you feel? Hint, hint. So, hint, hint. So, hint, hint.